sound on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Dr. C. Love. It's so good to be here with you this evening. It has been a journey to get to this moment, but like all things in time, especially when it's their time to come due, we arrive. So here I am, and I just want to welcome you. This is Straight Up with Dr. C. Love. And when I say Straight Up with Dr. C. Love, let me let you understand that this title, even of the show, was not easy to come to. My mother and I, my niece and I, we talked about a lot of different ways to really convey the next level of the message to expand my classroom. And I'll introduce myself. But it was going to be a continuum of care, and it was going to be solutions. And then finally it was like straight up. Why straight up? Straight up because it bridges all gaps. Like I can talk to my 11-year-old son, Messiah Garnett, and he understands straight up. I can talk to, I won't tell some people's age, but they understand what straight up means. It's like that is something that means let's get down to the nitty gritty, what is real. I got a lot of topics I'm going to hit real quick tonight. This is an inaugural show, so you know how it is. It's inaugural night. It's not a dress rehearsal. It is the first production, so it's going to be what it is. So I just want to say hi. I want to welcome you into 2023. And with that, let me just tell you just a little bit about me. My name is Dr. C. Love. My mama and daddy named me Karma after my twin brother. Rest in peace, Garnett. My mama, my daddy, my family, we have been committed to the Los Angeles community and the people of faith for all of our lives, each and every single one of us. And in our own ways, we've showed up. And my mother in public education, my father specifically through ministry, also former commissioner for the city of Los Angeles Housing Authority, homeless movement, that was me, all of these various kind of things. So I've just been in service for a long time. And that's the beauty about being in this moment and being able to look up and see the sun above me. It's not about getting it right every second. It's about giving everything you have to make a difference. And we have a lot of things going on in the city of Los Angeles right now, the county of Los Angeles, the state of California, the country, and the world. And we know this. I just want to touch on a few things this evening and give a little perspective. My vision for this show, and you'll know a little bit more about the work that I've done, because that's not so important. It's the work that needs to be done, that has to be done if we're going to really come together as a community. And we got a lot of great things going on, but communication is essential in order to make it happen. So there's a list. I just real quickly just started writing some things down, as I realized that I was going to have to morph this into something different than it was going to be. And that's fine, because that's what life has always been for me. I want to talk about homeless, public education, and then the role that public-private, and I say public-private because charter is actually sort of private, even though some of it is actually publicly funded, extracurricular activities in terms of youth, Bruce's Beach, Meghan and Harry. Yes, Love is going to talk about it. I told you I'm Dr. C. Love. My name is on the screen. You got it. We're going to talk about the Speaker of the House, Damar Hamlin, Lamar Odom, Angela Bassett, Viola Davis, and you, maybe me. Let's go ahead and get into it. So in 1994, then President Bill Clinton, he helped and he authorized the development of a plan to effectively get ahead of the issue of homelessness in not only California, but actually across the nation, because we've all been seeing the inklings of what we're dealing with now more than 20 years ago. And so his administration was trying to get ahead of it. And he created something called Priority Home, the federal plan to break the cycle of homelessness. And across the nation, like how they just did this trillions or something dollars going towards whatever everything is going towards. I know it's not raising teacher salaries, but I won't go there. Yeah, I did tell you I was in public education, but I won't go there. But we send trillions of dollars and all this other kind of stuff. But they did it, and they funded the largest homeless services grants with the intention of preventing the problem that we're dealing with now. And that's the issue when you do a breakdown in communication within the upper realms of the government. When we can't get along, like Rodney King said, can we all get along? Like, can we really talk? And so across the nation, the largest, like, we wasn't investing in these other things. I won't call no names because nobody's going to get me into anything. But y'all know what I'm talking about. We're sending money out for this. We're sending money out for that. But Bill Clinton, he helped get the largest homeless funding across the nation that American history had ever seen to prevent this very problem. And the plan was there, but the communication was not. So agencies and cities and counties, they got funding, but because there was not that development of the continuum of care, it didn't happen. I mean, you have to mind you, I was an A student at USC when this all went down, and I won't tell you what age I was, because, you know, if you're looking at the camera, you see I still look young, still cute, still beautiful, but let me tell you, time is a trip, because this happened in 1995. Okay, the Priority Home came out in 1994. By the time grants started coming out, it was 95, 96. That time he was in office, he was just throwing money to the communities to say, hey, help the people. He did that. Got to give him credit. Now, public education, that's a great segue into it, because public education is actually, and I'm hoping that we're going to have, I know we're going to have guests actually. So the format of this show will be a live show, 6 p.m. on Thursdays, half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour. It will be whatever the context of the show is, and then we'll do Q&A. So people will have an opportunity to call in at 213-461-7664. Not tonight, but as we go forward, it will be Q&A every week where we can talk about social issues. I'll give you what my perspective is from inside the classroom and just dealing with, you know, LA and all of those things. That number again will be, or is, 213-461-7664. But let's go ahead and go on back to the classroom real quick as it relates to homelessness. Look, let's keep it real. You're not going to break the cycle of homelessness on the street. We need to get the people off the street. That's not where it's going to be broken. Where does it get broken? It gets broken in the classroom. Why? Because young people, from the time they get to secondary school, it's all about what's next. Like my son, he's going to graduate from 5th grade this year. He knows how to read and write. He can do the paragraph, and he can do an essay if he has to. He knows all of those things. He knows the basics. He knows how to do his basic math, probably better than some other people that's older than he is. So he has the foundation. But now, what is he going to do with it? These young people, their minds are already, you know what they're doing around your house. Their minds are already engaged. Let's not leave them to the internet, to the toys and things. Let's get them into their passion. Let them use their skills. I mean, and if we talk about it, I'm going to jump ahead real quick, and I want to talk about one young man that I want to send light to tonight. DeMar Hamlin, our 24-year-old football player. Mama, daddy, 16 when he was born. I want to send light to you, young man. And we want to hear your testimony. We know you danced across the realms, and we want to hear your testimony. We send light to you. We send love to you. We are waiting to hear your testimony. So come tell us about it. You can meet me on this show straight up. I want to know straight up what you said. And, you know, while you was over on the other side for just those seconds where they had to bring you back, I hope you saw my twin, Garnett. He crossed over when he was 18. Garnett Jr. So, light to you, DeMar. Come tell us about it. So what we're doing in terms of getting our young people involved in extracurricular activities, it matters. What are they interested in? How can we connect them? See, because it's through the exploration of their extracurricular activities that we as adults in their lives get an opportunity to get some insight into what they're actually passionate about. Like my son, for example, like I'm like, are you gonna play basketball? Yeah, he's lean, he's tall, he's got it. But his passion is to run track. He's very interested in science. So there's things that we want our children to do, and then we have to make sure that we're paying attention to what they want to do. Because if we have a choice as adults, just imagine how much more fulfilled our own lives would be if our children are doing the thing that actually makes them happy to earn a living. Why is this important? Taxpayers, and particularly in the state of California, I can't speak for across the nation, but I think the way that I last time that I checked, is that how you said that, Nipsey? Last time that I checked, we're spending collectively over the course of each child's education, whether they're born in this country or not, because that's the American dream that we have collectively committed to, about $100,000. We're investing $100,000 for children to go earn minimum wage. And it's not the problem with minimum wage, because in this country, I think we've done something tremendous in terms of raising the living wages. I mean, it hasn't happened for teachers, but for people that were our students that we were, trying to encourage to follow their dreams, they are getting it in terms of their living wage. But what about what's happening with that? So they have it, but we spend it, but it's still not enough to make it if you're living in any metropolitan city right now. If you check the cost of renting an apartment, unless you bought your house back in I don't even know what year, people on average in LA are spending well over $1,200 for a one-bedroom apartment. I mean, and that's if you in a halfway, like, hey, yeah, I can live here neighborhood, and then it's going up and up and up and up, and it's all spiraling. So the fact that those that the wages are going up, that's great, but it's still not enough. And the point of that is that we spent over $100,000 investing in their education. Why are we not making sure that we get our investment from these young people, making sure, what is your life plan? Like, so from the time they start secondary school, so we got primary school, but secondary school, what are we doing to say, hey, what is your plan? Every single child needs to have that actual life plan written out. They're coming in sixth grade. What are the things you're thinking about? And then we note it somewhere in the record. And then as we evolve, we start putting them towards the extracurricular activities or the extra classes that give some idea of the things that they might be interested in. And then teachers, everybody's on alert because we all have an idea. So, I mean, that was the latest thing that's come out from LA Unified School District about equity and grading and mastery and all these things, paying attention to the individual child. I think we need to break that level down just a little bit and pay attention, because that's actually how you're going to break the cycle of homelessness. People are committed to doing what they love. When you're committed to doing what you love, even when challenges face you, you don't quit. We keep going. I mean, and that's the light in all of it. It's the passion. It's the love that continues to drive us. So extracurricular activities. So parents are on the lookout for what the kids are interested in. Teachers are on the lookout for what children are interested in. Pastors and first ladies and missionaries and everybody else that's in the whole community. We're all looking out for what these young people are interested in. And let's start directing them on the course for their passion. Everybody's not going to college, but everybody has something important to do. And we all need to make sure that we're helping them get there. All right, next on my list, Bruce's Beach. Isn't that something? Isn't that something that it's a miracle, actually, that the government came together and decided to give this property back to Wilma and Bruce, the Bruces, I can't think of his name right now, but the Bruce family, that they gave that back. That in itself is a miracle. When we think about how many things have been taken from people because of whatever, eminent domain, no matter the race, but in this particular case, their race did matter, and it was taken. And it was just a miracle that the legislature and everybody came together to say, you know what, let's return this property to the Bruce family. And how they put in the contract about, but we can buy it back for $20 million, And that's great. Manhattan Beach, I mean, shoot, what a gift and blessing that is. That property that's worth $70+ million, the county's gonna get it back for $20 million. That's wonderful. I mean, for that immediate family, it's funny that it's happening at a time where people talking about reparations. I think was that on the Daily Mail where they said something about this is what reparations looks like. My great-great-great-grandma Mandy was stolen from Senegal when she was 16, and I can count all of my history back until then. From Harriet to Dennis to Alversa to Ernestine to me. So I know my history, like many people in this country, we do know. And there's been a lot of conversation. If you get a chance to tune into that, and I'm not actually trying to do a promo for them, but the conversation was very interesting what people across the nation had to say about the idea of reparations. So, but anyway, congratulations, Bruce's grandson, wife, all of you all. $20 million is $20 million, but that property is worth at least 70. What else is going on this list? Dr. C. Love, what we talking about? Because the kids talk about this stuff. They be like, Dr. C. Love, did you hear about that? Megan and Harry, we just gonna send love and light and pray for them straight up, because it's a whole lot of issues. The whole family across the waters. It's a personal. Whenever I don't know about you, but I'm an individual, but I also belong to a magnificent family dynamic. I have a lot of great people in my family doing great things on both sides. And I think that that's something that's going on here. And so how do you deal with that energy? And for all of us, I want to just send love and light out to them, as they navigate it. Not just them by name, but everybody. William and Kat, what's her name? Katie, Catherine, everybody. To think about that. Woo! Next on my list, Speaker of the House. Speaker of the House. If you've been paying attention to the news, there's not really much that I need to say about that, except who is going to be the Speaker of the people, for the people, like for everybody. I care about the issues. I really don't care about parties. Because I haven't really heard any good music. Say which party? Where's the party? There's no party. It's like, but what is going to happen for us? We have gas prices rising, food prices rising. When you got Cardi B using her social media to talk about the price of lettuce, it's time for everybody to start paying attention to what's going on in the nation, because that means it's literally affecting everybody, and people are speaking up. We've got the minority House Speaker, but the majority House Speaker is still up in the air. I don't know how they can come to a resolution with what's going on right now, except that they have real heart-to-heart talks, and it can't be ego conversations. Ego conversations. What can I get? What can I get? Now, me personally, I've been a teacher in Los Angeles Unified School District for 23 years, and teachers, we're on the front lines, and we don't operate from what can I get. We operate from what's best for the children. Now, it just happens to be that making sure that teachers are okay and not having to work 2 and 3 jobs, since we already work into the night and over the weekends, that it's in the best interest of the kids. But that's not even the conversation. And you can't even really bring it up, because people are like, oh, teachers leaving. I won't even go there, because if you study history, where teachers ranked in the class of society, and now we the lowest. We got, I won't go there. Not on this show, not today, but you know what I'm talking about. But I'll tell you this, until the nation takes care of teachers, it's not going to prosper, because the teachers carry the children and the nation's future in our arms, on our backs, on our legs, at our ankles, on our wrists, and any place that mothers carry children. Teachers, male, female, we carry the future. So if we're not okay, the future's not going to be okay. If you want America to prosper, you take care of the teachers. Take it or leave it. It's what it is. We figure out how to make it somehow. But it would have been better if we could focus on our job and know that it was appreciated by looking at our bank accounts. But that's not what it is. And that's also what it is. So next up on the list, I want just two women. I just got to give a shout out on this inaugural program, as I'm just kind of testing out, seeing what the background looks like, where I'm looking, where the monitors, where everything is. This is interesting. I want to give a shout out to Angela Bassett and Viola Davis. Look at those two amazing, gorgeous, regal. Angela Bassett, Viola Davis. So there's a bunch of other people. But the movies, ladies, the films, ladies, you all did that. You did it. And I know for Angela Bassett, Chadwick Boseman went to Howard University, HU, one of my alma maters. So I know the spirit that he brought to that production and to his life, just all of the things that he did from 42 to all the rest of it. And to have to go back in there and pick that mantle up and carry it. Angela, you did that. Because I was wondering what they gonna do. And you said, I got it. And the way that you embodied it, you embodied the pain of the loss and the strength of the will to go on no matter what. And you reminded me of my mother burying her son. I know what it looked like in the flesh. And I know what you did. Because my mother, she picked up the mantle and carried her family on. So I thank you for that. To Viola Davis, I was thinking about the series, that really propelled you into, the stratosphere of all the work that you had done. But the Woman King, I could tell. I mean, I read articles and kind of watched it as it was going along, productions. I watched the interviews and different things that would come to light. So when it was time to go watch it, like the remaking of this history, and how you had to deal with people, like, in terms of what they thought should be reflected within a story that's in this constraint of time. I understand why you said everything you said, but then to the nitty gritty of you prep. I mean, you had to have worked out. You were masterful. I've watched the fight scenes. You did that. And I remember you were saying, I don't know if this age I should be doing this, but you was like, you know what? I got it. I'm going to take it on. And I just want to commend you on your commitment to mastery. It definitely reflected through the screen, through not just the words. See, the acting part is easy, but it's like you did that. That was a physical commitment to a character on a level that not everybody has to go to. Many people do, depending on what they're playing, but I just celebrate those two, those queens, and just very proud of you. And to everybody else, and to myself. So I told you this is not going to show. Normally it would be, again, it's an hour. I would introduce a topic, or whatever's present, and then I will invite you to call in. It'll be Thursdays at 6 live, 213-461-7664. That's what we would do. And in the meantime, I want you to think about what your goals are. We'll do a check-in. There'll be a little bit more format, a little more structure. Spend a lot of this time tonight just getting ready, working out the kinks. I was supposed to go on at 6, so you see what time it is, but that's fine. Life is like that. And life is beautiful. You never know from day to day. And the one thing I wanted to say that's been up in the media, and I wish I had the number right before me, but I'll make sure that when it gets posted on YouTube, if you are actually, sometime in my classroom, you know, I've had students that have wanted to commit suicide. I've had students that wasn't even my direct student, but committed suicide. Like one committed suicide on the athletic field, under the bleachers, came home. I won't say what school, I won't say, but they committed suicide. You know, they were so distraught, overwhelmed with the responsibilities of how they can get through. And we see people at the highest ranks of life that you think that they've achieved this. You got this, you got this, you got that. You committed suicide. I always tell young people, I want you to find out that you could have gotten through it. So anybody that thinks about committing suicide because they can't make it, you get to find out that you would have gotten through it. So don't let the story end there. And if you need help, call somebody. I mean, and it's not the number to give, but if push comes to shove, call 911. Say, I'm thinking about getting myself. Call somebody. Don't do it. Because we love you and the world needs your gifts. You're here for a reason. I am Dr. C Love, and if the students, they love me to say it, so I'm going to say it to you on this inaugural thing real quick. My classroom. I don't have to bring no water with me, but here we go. I'm an educator, liberator, moderator, terminator, elevator, contemplator, meditator, and I need to speak with you. Ready or not, the future's coming at you. So you can get with this or you can get with that. But being broke ain't no joke. From crack to smoke. Looking like a dope, say you're feeling kind of ill when you can't pay your bills. Life just ain't a thrill. Your mama's hopes you spill. Your dreams are nil. Like Cruella de Vil, you run around in the mill looking for a pill to kill when you can learn to heal. Forgive to feel. Love the appeal. With more to reveal. I'm an educator, liberator, educator, liberator, educator, liberator, and I'm love. I'll see you Thursday, 6 p.m. Numbers 213-461-7664. Let's talk about the world. What's up? Let's go. Love is here. Straight up.